time is now 4:30 p.m. Central, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, and 3:30 p.m. Mountain, and you have a live look at a strong thunderstorm and a strong line of thunderstorms approaching the city of Many, Louisiana. Now, today we have a slight risk of severe weather in place for sections of extreme east central Texas, northeastern Louisiana, southwest Mississippi, and far southeastern Arkansas for the threat of significant damaging winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour across most of the state of Louisiana and western Mississippi, and also the threat of a few embedded tornadoes in our line of storms. So we've got ourselves quite an event to watch here this afternoon and this evening. This took a little bit longer to get going here than we thought, but that does not mean that this event is going to underperform. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a mesoscale discussion for sections of northeastern and north central Louisiana, as well as southeast Arkansas and extreme northwest Mississippi, mentioning the threat for some significant damaging winds and even a couple of tornadoes being possible in this region later this evening, and we'll likely see a new one down further to the south soon that will be associated with a severe thunderstorm or potentially even a tornado watch. So again, we're watching mainly areas and portions of Louisiana right now. I've been watching this line of storms develop here over the past several minutes. They've really just been exploding in intensity, and we can see that we do have some broad rotation trying to develop in our storm near Many, Louisiana. Again, this currently has a special weather statement that got issued just a few minutes before we started streaming. This is mentioning the threat of gusty winds up to 50 miles an hour, but it also says this storm may intensify, so be certain to monitor local radio stations and available television stations for additional information and possible warnings from the National Weather Service. So this storm definitely could strengthen and is expected to over the next several hours, obviously. Again, soon we're expecting a big-time line of thunderstorms, a QLCS event to sweep across portions of Louisiana and Mississippi here that will bring significant damaging winds and, again, maybe a couple of isolated tornadoes. Now, we have not seen too much action today. We actually did have a significant thunderstorm making its way through eastern Texas earlier with this line. We had this line going really strong last night into early this morning, and it did weaken out over time, but it has since resurged in activity, which is exactly what we were expecting to happen here. So again, these storms are just now starting to get going again in sections of Louisiana here. We do have some storms all across the state, but the biggest one that we're going to have to watch is our developing line of storms in west central Louisiana. However, we do have some storms down here near the Lake Charles area, potentially bringing some gusty winds. We've also got some gusty winds associated with thunderstorms just off to the east of Alexandria, Louisiana. We've got ourselves some storms up towards the Shreveport-Ruston area. We've got storms really all over the state of Louisiana today, but again, the main spot that we're going to be watching here is our storm right along the Texas-Louisiana state line at the moment, heading for the town of Many. So if you're in Many, make sure to get indoors immediately to avoid falling tree limbs. This is an area that we have covered several times before on this channel. In fact, I would say the city of Many, Louisiana, considering its small size, is probably one of the most talked about cities that we've ever had that is, of that size on this channel. So I'm going to go and pull up Stream Chat. If anybody has any questions about their location, feel free to leave those all down below in the chat. I'll try to answer as many as possible. Donations are greatly appreciated, but obviously they're not required, but it does help this channel go a lot further, and it helps me know that this is a career potential for me in the future. So what's up, Keegan? What's up, Mr. Twister, Peachy, Weston, Michelle? We've got Kevin, Sharon, Hannah. We've got Bombanutver. We've got Lewis. We've got Indiana Cardboard. What's up, William, Sylvia, Levi, Mr. Storm. We've got the entire squad in here today. So what's going on, everybody? Again, in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you can see that we do have a mesoscale discussion in effect for portions of Dixie Alley, mentioning the threat for damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour and the potential for some tornadoes. Now, this is a very, very new feature. In fact, I believe this is the first time that this has ever been used, where they are actually pre-rating tornadoes before they even occur, which is insane to me that they added this, but they're thinking that tornadoes in the realm of intensity of 85 to 115 mile per hour wind gusts are going to be possible in this section of the country. Now, those are already decently strong tornadoes, and whenever we see this mesoscale discussion get issued further to the south, which likely will come out very soon, we expect it to potentially mention some even more intense tornadoes. So definitely a couple of tornadoes possible out there today, but again, the biggest concern will be damaging winds. A lot of people forget about that, but they can cause power outages, they can knock over trees, rip off roofs, stuff like that whenever you start talking about damaging winds of 50, 60, 70 miles an hour even. So again, we've got ourselves quite an event to watch today here. Again, a slight risk encompassing over 5 million people today. If we take a look at this, some of the major cities, or sorry, not 5 million, it was earlier today, but Houston has since been pushed out of it as the storms have passed that region. But we still have almost 2 million people included in a slight risk of severe weather for today, everywhere from Jackson, Mississippi, towards Monroe, Louisiana, Alexandria, Louisiana, Greenville, Mississippi, and Vicksburg, Mississippi. Really anywhere in that yellow shade there is where we think we have the greatest potential to see some severe weather today, whether that be in the form of damaging winds, large hail, or even some tornadoes. We don't quite know yet. Now, we do have a marginal risk of severe weather outside of that, and that goes everywhere from Memphis, Tennessee, all the way back down towards Houston, Texas, and that's an area where we think that we could still end up seeing some severe potential today, but the greater area of storms will come within our slight risk. So we do have a marginal risk of severe weather tomorrow as these storms will continue to push off to the east for sections of extreme southeast Mississippi, extreme southeast Louisiana, extreme southern Alabama, extreme southwest Georgia, and the Florida Panhandle here, and this is going to be for the remnants of our line of storms. So again, kind of like they did today, they're going to slowly but surely weaken out overnight into the early morning time hours of tomorrow, and we're just going to be dealing with some thunder showers across this region. But as we get into the late afternoon time hours, some of those storms start to spark up again and potentially create some damaging winds and maybe an isolated brief tornado or two. It's also worth noting that we are going to have those thunderstorms stretching all the way back into portions of North Carolina and Virginia as well, and then this system may even end up bringing some snow to portions of southern New England. Yes, you heard that right, snow. We have winter weather advisories in effect for portions of western Connecticut, western Massachusetts, southern New York, northeastern Pennsylvania, and northwestern New Jersey. William Span with the $20 donation. Thank you very much. Let's get some W. Williams in the chat. Thank you so much for your generosity over the past several days. Obviously, again, that helps out a lot. It helps me know that this is a career possibility for me in the future, but again, really do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much, William. Your generosity has just been unbelievable. That is just crazy, so thank you very much. That seriously does mean a lot to me. So William just got himself on the donation board, so let's throw that up there. So again, massive thank you to William W. William in the chat down below there. So let's throw him up there. Make it about that size. We'll make it a little smaller just so it doesn't take up too much space on the screen. Alrighty. Amazing stuff. Yes, we do have kinks developing in that little line of storms that we've been talking about there that are indicative of some broad rotation developing with our thunderstorms as they enter the many Louisiana area. Again, I've kind of been watching these here for a little bit, and again, we do have a couple kinks of rotation in this line of storms, so if any of these do become tight enough, we may even see a couple of tornado warnings get issued for this storm. Again, we're expecting the greater tornado threat to come in as the lower level jet kicks in, but we definitely could not rule out a couple of isolated tornadoes here, even in the mid to late afternoon time hours across sections of Louisiana, especially where that line travels through. So, again, right now, no severe thunderstorm warnings, no tornado warnings or anything. Yeah, we actually should talk about Hawaii. I was planning on talking about this, and I literally just thought about it, and then I saw your chat message there, Weston. Hawaii had an unbelievable supercell outbreak today across the island of Kauai, potentially one of the most significant severe weather events in the past several decades in Hawaii. If we take a look at the past radar scans here, alright, we can see that we have some supercells developing right around the island of Kauai. They never really make their way anywhere except for whenever we get into the afternoon time hours of today, alright? Those are some strong storms up there, and you see this insane hook echo develop with this one storm in particular. This was actually this morning, not this afternoon, but some incredible rotation developed with several different supercells today, and we've still got that ongoing in some of our supercells near the island of Kauai, but also the big island of Hawaii. So, or sorry, not the big island, but the island that holds Honolulu. I'm not too sure what it's called, but very significant rotation with several supercells today. We likely had several wedge waterspouts out there around the island of Hawaii. Something interesting to note here, there is a severe thunderstorm watch for portions of Hawaii, and a lot of you weather enthusiasts are probably knowing what I'm about to reference here. This is a severe thunderstorm watch, but there are so many weird things about this, and I think I know why this is happening. So, it says that this is a tornado watch, which, first of all, is already incorrect. As we stated, this is a severe thunderstorm watch, and it says it is for portions of far eastern Arkansas, eastern and southeast Louisiana, southwest into central and northern Mississippi. Okay, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, you may think at first, but what area are we talking about for our severe weather threat today? Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. So, that makes me think that they had a tornado watch and everything planned out for Dixie Alley here, and they weren't expecting this Hawaii event to be so big and warrant any sort of watch, that they went ahead and threw this out here, but some way things got mixed up, and the watch that was going to be issued for Dixie Alley got issued for the island of Hawaii, which is very confusing, and I don't even know if that's exactly what happened. Obviously, I don't work for the National Weather Service, but if I had to guess, that's probably what happened, or the Storm Prediction Center, rather. So, very, very interesting stuff, and again, it's just not typical to see a Hawaii outbreak like that in general, but that was very confusing to see today. People are freaking out about that on Twitter, especially, and for good reason. Again, Hawaii does not see stuff like this. We've already got tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of folks without power all across the islands of Hawaii here. We've got flash flood warnings. We've got reports of wind damage, reports of blown down trees. We've got reports of power outages, stuff like that. Gusts of 50 to 60 miles an hour were recorded all across Hawaii here. And we even got some winter storm warnings up in the higher elevations of the Big Island here, as we can be expecting some significant snowfall to come along with that. So pretty interesting stuff there, but just a crazy, crazy thing to see in the state of Hawaii. I mean, this just does not happen very often. We've still got some broad rotation just southeast of East Honolulu at the moment. Again, we can go ahead and get off 250 frames. We don't really need that anymore, but this definitely is one of the more significant waterspout events in Hawaii history. I'll just say that much. Again, right now, this one waterspout likely on the ground southeast of East Honolulu, so be on the lookout out there. Again, that was just crazy to see. That was not expected whatsoever to be that intense. We were expecting thunderstorms in Hawaii, but we were not expecting them to be anything like what they were. What's up, Wilson? How's it going, everybody? Yeah, we talked about that, Mr. Twister. That's not what likely happened, though, because think about it. Why would they issue a tornado watch at that point? Okay, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning now, actually, for portions of Hawaii, so let's go over to that. We have Honolulu County, Hawaii, now under a severe thunderstorm warning, literally for that supercell that we just mentioned there, for East Honolulu and the Waimanalo Beach area. Make sure you're getting indoors there. Some 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and some heavy thunderstorms. Mr. Twister, what you were saying, I think your theory is correct, and we talked about that, but I don't think they were meaning to issue that for Dixie Alley. I think they had that planned out, and then they threw it out for Hawaii, and somehow those two watches got mixed up, but they wouldn't have issued a tornado watch in the early afternoon for today. That just doesn't make sense. And if that was the case and they meant to issue it then they would have reissued it by now for sections of Dixie Alley. So again, I do think that you're right, and again, we did talk about that, how it says a tornado watch for sections of Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, but I think they just had it planned out, and then they had to issue this one unexpectedly. So again, severe thunderstorm warning in Hawaii. Let's go ahead and get that title updated there. That's going to be a shocker of a title. Live severe thunderstorm warning in Hawaii. All right, there we go. So again, the southeastern portion of Honolulu County here now under a severe thunderstorm warning. This includes East Honolulu and surrounding areas here. So again, we've got ourselves some 60-mile-an-hour damaging wind gusts and some heavy rain occurring with this supercell, and maybe even a little waterspout trying to develop there offshore. So we'll kind of see what that does over the next several minutes, but definitely not typical to see something like this in Hawaii. It does happen from time to time, but this is just unbelievably confusing event. We do have some rotation, by the way, developing with our storm that we've been talking about for a while near many Louisiana. We'll likely see a severe thunderstorm warning actually get issued for this soon here. This is approaching the Vowels Mill area, the Provincial area. So, Provincial, I guess. If you're in this area, make sure that you are prepared to move indoors if necessary, because these storms are not going to slow down. They've got themselves some cape to work with. They've got quite a bit of wind shear, actually. SRH values right now are pretty decent in this region. They're not anything insane, but if we do take a look at them here based on the HRRR model's forecast, we can see that we do have a few hundred SRH across sections of pretty much the entirety of Louisiana there. So these storms definitely have an environment to work with where they could potentially spin up a brief tornado or something like that out here in western Louisiana. Again, this is really the main storm that we're watching at this point. What's up, Sam? What's up, NATO Aaron? Nether's Warren. It certainly is crazy. Alright, see you, Mr. Twister. Thank you for tuning in. But for right now, this is something we have never done before, but our main focus needs to be on Hawaii. So we'll stay zoomed in here on our severe thunderstorm warning over East Honolulu. If you're just now tuning in, we have a severe thunderstorm warning in southeastern Honolulu County. Yes, this is in Hawaii. Well, we are expecting a tornado and severe weather outbreak to unfold here over Dixie Alley over the next several hours. But we've kind of got ourselves a secondary event to watch too, where we've got some significant supercells over portions of Hawaii. Luckily, there have been no confirmed reports of a tornado on the ground in Hawaii today, but we have had some significant waterspouts that are just unbelievably rare to see anywhere, but especially just off the coast of Hawaii. Just crazy stuff. Watching from Arizona, we got snow last night. Yes, you certainly did. Arizona right now, you're probably not going to have any snow in your near future, unfortunately, but seeing any snow at all is quite a sight out there in Arizona, I guess you could say. So another thing we have to mention here, we do have a significant flash flooding event ongoing, especially across sections of Arkansas. Last night, this was over portions of DFW with those thunderstorms. They have since pushed northeastward here, and are, like we said yesterday, are now moving across sections of the western Ohio Valley. We've got ourselves some heavy rain and some isolated thunderstorms across sections of Kentucky, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, southern Illinois, southern Indiana. And we do have a mesoscale discussion mentioning flash flooding possible over the next couple of hours over these areas here, areas like western and central Kentucky, southwest Indiana, southern Illinois, southeast Missouri, northeast Arkansas, and extreme northwest Tennessee there. We definitely can't rule out some flash flooding with any heavier batches of rain, but remember, severe weather is not expected up here. And if you want to know why this is going to be such a big flooding event, since we're not really going to be actually seeing that much rain up here, it is due to the fact that the grounds are frozen right now in many of these areas, but as that rain hits, obviously, if it's not already unfrozen, it is going to unfreeze, and we are going to see all that rain and water and ice pile up there and cause some street flooding, especially in areas that have poor drainage, rural areas, stuff like that. So if you're out here across portions of the western Ohio Valley today, just make sure to look out for that. I very much hope the forecast that has been in place for several days now for central Alabama holds, and there remains insufficient surface instability to suppress lift and twist as line comes through. Yeah, we are expecting this line to dissipate as it makes its way through sections of Alabama tomorrow, and again, kind of re-spark once it makes its way to sections of Georgia, but Mississippi's seeing severe storms, Louisiana's seeing severe storms, Georgia's seeing severe storms, but Alabama, if you don't like severe weather, this may be your lucky day. You may miss out on most of the action. Now, that's not to say you're not going to see any thunderstorms at all, but it is to say that they will be much weaker at that point, most likely. But again, a marginal risk of severe weather does hold tomorrow for sections of southern Alabama, southwest Georgia, the Florida Panhandle, areas like that. This includes millions of folks here across portions of those states, around 2 million to be exact, as that line will respark again in the mid to late afternoon time hours and potentially produce some isolated tornadoes and gusty winds, especially across sections of the Florida Panhandle and extreme southern Alabama. So let's go back over here to our storm in the Many, Louisiana area. So again, this is developing some rotation just off to the northeast of Many. Some broad rotation. They're approaching Vowels Mill and Provincetown potentially. So we're going to continue to watch out for this. It is developing that little hook shape there. But it does look like that's just kind of merger base. It's not really actually a hook shape, it looks like, caused by rotation. What's it looking like for me tonight and tomorrow? Yeah, so central Tennessee, again, it would mostly just be a flash flooding threat, but I wouldn't rule out actually a few thunderstorms making their way through the Nashville metro region. If we take a look at this, we can see on the future track of the ARRR model, that line really just barely stays off to your south. But if it goes even just a little bit further north than what the ARRR is saying, you definitely could get on some thunderstorms. Unfortunately, they would be late tonight, likely whenever you're asleep. But you definitely may hear a couple rumbles of thunder tonight, and again, the main thing would be flooding. And the ARRR actually does like the idea of some re-sparking of thunderstorms kind of tomorrow night across portions of central Tennessee, northern Alabama, and southern Kentucky there. So we may end up looking out for that, but again, that would mainly just be some lightning, maybe some isolated gusty winds. Nothing too major there for the Nashville region. So let's go back out to our Hawaii thunderstorm here. Again, a little supercell just southeast of Honolulu at the moment, if you're not aware. We do have a waterspout likely just offshore here. So we're very lucky that just barely likely missed the island of Honolulu. Because, again, that was a very close call. We've had several of those today. Again, luckily we've had no confirmed tornadoes make their way onto any of the Hawaii Islands here. We have had significant high winds, even if you haven't been seeing thunderstorms out here. We're talking about gusts up to 60 miles an hour, and the higher elevations, we're talking about gusts up to 85 miles an hour, which is definitely going to be enough to knock over trees, blow out power. So very significant storm out there, almost like a mini little hurricane, tropical storm-like system out there. So again, how's it going, everybody? If you have not already, make sure to click that subscribe button down below. We do this every day for areas all across the country, whether it's severe weather, hurricanes, tornadoes, or winter storms. We got you covered. Again, during the bigger events, we do hours of coverage sometimes. Today may end up being one of those days. It really just depends on if this line of storms manages to do what we think it's going to be able to do. Again, we're talking about damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour, maybe even a little bit higher, I would bet. And then also a few isolated tornadoes cannot be ruled out, especially across sections of Louisiana. We got Jesse with the $20. W Jesse in the chat. Thank you very much. That is greatly appreciated. Jesse has been an awesome, awesome person to talk to in this space for so long now. He's always been incredible to me, so thank you very much, Jesse. The $20 donation helps out a ton, and hopefully I can give back to you one day whenever you're able to get donations on yourself. So again, thank you a lot. So since they're both $20 donos, we'll throw them both up there at the number one spot, but that really does mean a lot. So thank you very much, Jesse. Greatly appreciated. Alrighty, so let's get right back into the swing of things here. Again, thank you to Jesse and William for your generous donations. Again, donating is completely optional, but it is greatly appreciated, and it helps me know that this will be a career option for me in the future, and potentially one day we could even end up giving back to some of these communities. I think that's a lovely idea. 2025 is going to have a crazy severe weather season, especially down in Dixie Alley, most likely, so we can expect to potentially have to play a part in the relief efforts down there. But again, massive thank you to Jesse and William as well. I have soccer tournament in Tulsa this weekend. How much more rain could I see? Tulsa, Oklahoma probably is not going to see too much more rain. I'm going to be completely honest with you. You got that little line of showers moving through right now, actually, which is pretty interesting. But a lot of the secondary mode of storms, which we haven't mentioned this stream, but we'll kind of talk about that in a minute. A lot of that secondary mode of storms will stay to your north there. So you wouldn't expect too much rain in the Tulsa region here over the next few days, so good luck at your soccer tournament. I hope you cook. No, but in all seriousness, that secondary mode of storms is kind of a cold core setup. We can expect some gusty winds and some heavy rain to potentially cause flooding in this region, but the more significant threat that I am seeing in the near future with this is going to be snow, alright? If we take a look at the precipitation type forecast here on the HRRR, the 18Z in particular has a very interesting view of this system for some heavy snow with this buildup of storms. If we take a look at this, we see it's mostly going to be rain until it makes its way up towards the Chicago metro region tomorrow afternoon. Maybe a few snow flurries mix in there, but the bigger system, or the bigger changeover to snow, I guess I should say, comes over in the early evening time hours, where all that heavy snow from this system meets all that heavy snow from our main severe weather event, and creates a bit of a nightmare here for the Great Lakes region. This is going to bring a lot of heavy snow to some of these areas, so we'll likely see winter storm warnings, stuff like that, get issued for those regions soon. Again, we already have winter weather advisories up for sections of kind of southern and central New England there, so kind of expect more of that potentially up further to the west, especially as well. What's up, Clint? You have an indoor soccer game tonight? Good luck. That rotation there is continuing to stay broad, but it is definitely noteworthy east of many Louisiana. So we'll continue to take a look at that. This storm is about to exit the special weather statement box that has been issued for it. So we'll likely see an extension of that soon, or potentially even an upgrade with that to a severe thunderstorm warning as it makes its way towards the southern side of Provençal, Louisiana. So again, this area needs to be on lookout. Again, the greater threat will come as this storm develops further, as it pushes off further to the east, takes advantage of the limited amount of cape and the high levels of wind shear that we have out there in the atmosphere. So let's go back out here to our Hawaii storm. Again, still a severe thunderstorm warning for East Honolulu. This supercell, the waterspout threat has passed. However, we could definitely still see some damaging winds of waterspout strength over the southeastern section of Honolulu County. So stay safe out there. Make sure you're staying indoors. I know you guys don't see stuff like this too often, but this is one of those things that you just kind of always got to be prepared for, no matter where you are in the country. No, it's okay, Weston. I appreciate it. Again, even if you guys can't donate, I completely understand. Just tuning in and subscribing helps all as much. But yeah. On my stream crash, so that's really fun. Alright, see you, Gooseman. Thank you for tuning in. What's the barometer? Oh, gosh. The public doesn't know that meme. Leak? This is the good kind of leak. Not the ones that we've been so familiar with recently on the internet. Alrighty. So again, none of these other storms have really developed any sort of rotation or gusty wind threat with them yet. Just a lot of heavy rain and lightning, which could definitely bring some flooding to portions of Louisiana. The day 1 flash flooding outlook, again, mainly spans over sections of kind of Arkansas here, also sections of Kentucky, Missouri, Tennessee, Southern Illinois, but we've also got a secondary slight risk now for sections of Northwest Illinois, Southeast Iowa, and Northeast Missouri for that secondary mode of storms that we're expecting. And yesterday this was only a marginal risk, so this is somewhat of a significant upgrade, but again, the bigger flooding threat will come across sections of the western Ohio Valley, the mid-Mississippi Valley, all the way back through the Red River Valley, which has already seen flooding from this event, but we definitely could expect some flooding with our southern storms down here in portions of Louisiana to occur as well. However, the greater threat down here is going to be severe weather, certainly. Damaging winds, tornadoes, stuff like that. Alrighty. Got an anemometer. Nice. I've got a weather station that I need to get set up. It has just been so cold out recently, and the weather's been so active that I have not done that quite yet. Looks to the north of that cell in Hawaii. Let's check it out. Yeah, we've got some more supercells out there for sure, but the thing is, none of those are going to make any sort of impact to the islands here, so we don't really have to worry about those. The HRRR model here, I don't even know if we're going to be able to see anything. It does do Hawaii, right? Oh, no, I'm an idiot. It only does the contiguous United States. Womp womp. I know I could look at the GFS and stuff and see it, but that's alright. David should have a cyclone port for real. I'm a storm chaser. I was wondering if I could send you videos and photos when you're out chasing. I'll get back to you on that. If you are really interested, you can message me on Twitter. So, anyways, we will see if they extend this polygon here into the provincial area. Surely they've got to. This storm looks just as impressive, if not even a little more impressive, than whenever this first special weather statement got issued. And it's going to continue to sweep up these cell mergers here, gain strength, and potentially leave a swath of gusty to damaging winds all across sections of central Louisiana. Again, this is the beginning of the big line, the resurgence of the big line anyways. Have I seen the winter weather forecast for the 13th? So the problem with that is based 2 weeks into the future, that it is almost unrealistic. There's almost no reason to trust anybody that tells you what the weather's going to be like in specific for February 13th. Now, sure, you can recognize pattern trends through models and stuff, but if anybody's telling you a specific winter storm that's going to impact certain states in particular, that is just ridiculous. You think 75 max winds are possible? Probably not with our line of storms in general, but obviously if we do see a couple of tornadoes, we could see gusts of that intensity. Something near Campty, Louisiana. Let's check it out. Let's see. Oh yeah, I do see that. That's pretty contaminated though. But yeah, we definitely have some sort of supercell there that's just attached to our line. So we gotta hope that it stays that way and it doesn't become discrete. But it is developing a hook shape, so we do likely have some rotation over Black Lake. So we'll look out for that. So chat, at this point, I have to go AFK for like 10 to 20 minutes. But I really don't want to just leave and start a new stream in 10 to 20 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a BRB on the screen. I'm sorry, I didn't think I'd have to go this early. But we're not going to end the stream. We're just going to sit here for a moment. And I will get back to you guys as soon as possible with more updates on severe weather. So, again, stay tuned. I will be back in probably 10 to 20 minutes. I'm just going to grab a quick bite to eat. And then I will get back to you guys. So, again, stay tuned, and I will see you in just a sec. Alrighty, chat. We are back once again. Sorry about that. Just had to take a quick little dinner break. It's always important to stay nice and healthy while we're doing these streams, because sometimes, sitting here for 12 hours straight, not eating, not drinking, not using the restroom is somewhat exhausting, but, sorry, excuse me. We do not have any new severe alerts or anything, so that's good. We're kind of just chilling here on a calm little frame. However, the line of storms is notably really starting to get going. We've got this line extending across pretty much the entire state of Louisiana at this point. This goes all the way from the Louisiana-Arkansas state line back to the Louisiana-Texas state line. So, again, this line is continuing to develop and will sweep across the entire state of Louisiana with damaging winds of 50 to 60 miles an hour, isolated tornadoes, stuff like that. We will likely get a new mesoscale discussion soon. How long was I gone for, chat? Let's find out. Let's see. So it was about 10 minutes. About 8 or 9 minutes. I have my glasses back on, I forgot. But yeah. So, took a quick little dinner break. I really was thinking about speed running and just like coming back in like 2 minutes, but I wanted to enjoy my dinner. It also gave you guys a little bit of a break as well. So I hope that was just lovely. But anyways. Sam WX with the $2 donation. Thank you very much. Small donos do indeed help. So thank you for your generosity. Let's spam some WSAMs in the chat. Thank you very much for the $2 donation. Incredible stuff. So let's throw that up there on the dono board. Sam with the $2 donation. Thank you very much for your generosity. Again, I've said it time and time again, but it really does feel encouraging because I've wanted to do this as a career for a while now, and those kinds of donations really help me know that that's going to be a possibility, so I really do appreciate it. Even if I don't say it enough, I really do appreciate you guys all for just tuning in, even if you can't donate. Because it really does help out quite a bit, and it also helps push this further into the algorithm for the people that need this coverage. So, what is going on with our Hawaii event? Let's check things out. Still got a few supercells just off the coast of Honolulu Island. I don't think any of these are really going to make their way onto shore for a little bit. We do have a few developing further back to the southwest that could potentially make their way onto shore, but we'll see what happens. So I'm still kind of swallowing, kind of digesting my food here. I had some amazing hot dogs, so shout out to Mom for cooking those up. Those were seriously so good. I don't even usually, like, hot dogs are, like, they're good, obviously. They're not great. Those were phenomenal. I don't know why. Like, those were top-notch. I mean, spectacular stuff. Really was. So no mesoscale for the southern portion of our severe threat yet, but again, that will come very soon. If it's not here within the next hour or so, I would honestly be shocked. Because obviously, this is not the main area where we're expecting this line to be significant. It's going to be further down to the south. You guys don't like hot dogs? Burgers are better? See, I think it all depends on the varying factors. But in general, I would say burgers are better, yeah. Let's run a poll. Hot dogs or burgers? What's better? Hot dog, hamburger, or cheeseburger if you want. Hold up. Start poll. There we go. You think Jasper or Kirbyville, Texas will see severe storms later tonight? Not in southeast Texas. No, you got everything out of the way here over the last few hours, which is good before these storms really ramp up. You kind of got them out of the way there. But I would not be surprised to see some more thunderstorms. If we take a look at the HRRR model, it's likely not going to show us too much in the near future, though. Mainly just some leftover showers here, and then you should be good to go for the rest of the night. So Jasper, Texas, Kirbyville, Texas, the Newton, Texas area. I'm very familiar with this region just because of how many times we've covered it, but you should be good to go. Again, it's mainly going to be a Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas thing for the rest of the night here. Again, we are nowhere near the peak of this event, so make sure to stay tuned to see how bad things get, because I'm kind of curious myself. The forecasting for this event has kind of been all over the place. In my opinion, based on everything that we have seen so far, I think a couple tornadoes are possible. Damaging winds of 50 to 60 miles an hour will likely be widespread, and some isolated hail will be possible as well. That is my entire take on this situation here. Again, I think the main spot that needs to look out is central and southern Louisiana. Kind of a hot spot over the Alexandria region. Haha, young Buck Davis got called to family dinner. It's chow time. Yes, sir. What about Iowa City, Iowa tonight? So that's actually an interesting region because, again, we're not going to be dealing with severe weather, but we could be talking about some flooding from that secondary mode of storms that we're expecting to develop up towards Iowa and Nebraska here. We're expecting this to bring you some potentially heavy rain late tonight into early tomorrow morning. If we take a look at the 21Z run of the HRRR here, we can see that kind of making its way through just to the south of you really is where the worst of it will be. But if we do take a look at the excessive rainfall outlook, it does look like you are included in that marginal risk of flash flooding there. So I wouldn't expect too much to happen, but do be on the lookout for some potentially localized flooded roadways. But outside of that, not too much else. It would be interesting if some snow were to mix in, and that's what the HRRR was saying could have originally happened, but now it's looking like that's going to be way further off to the east. Probably not going to see any snow mix in until it at least makes its way to the Illinois-Indiana state line. Weekend forecast for just north of Boston. So you'll probably dodge a lot of the snow that's going to bring Okay, let's restart. You're probably going to dodge a lot of the snow that this system will bring to sections of New England here, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some snow flurries in the area, some snow showers. If we take a look at the precipitation type on our favorite, the HRRR here, and we play this out on the 18Z run, we do see that this system does bring you some heavy rain at times, but you're likely going to be just south of that rain snow line for most of the event until we get into tomorrow night, into Saturday morning there. Maybe some snow mixes in on the backside of that system, but by the time you wake up, it'll probably have made its way all the way out of there. The total snowfall from this event is really not going to accumulate to anything at all because it's all going to melt pretty quickly, but it does look like maybe you could pick up on a good coating, up to a ½ inch. Well, hot dog meat isn't really a thing. Hot dogs have all sorts of different meat depending on where you get them. I don't care, I'll eat both. I kind of think that as well. It's my opinion on the matter. Can I slightly prefer a hamburger, but tonight these hot dogs were good. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Again, make sure to subscribe if you're not already. We do severe weather coverage and forecasting for areas all across the country every day, even when other folks aren't live. We are usually. We cover severe weather, hurricanes, tornadoes, winter storms, stuff like that. We do historical documentaries on tornadoes that happened decades ago. Even up to a century ago. And at the beginning of next month, we're going to be doing a challenge where for every sub I've gained, I have to do one sit-up. Now, that doesn't sound too hard at first, but I've got a way to make things a little more interesting. You see, January was kind of a slow month, which is okay. We haven't had a lot of events, so that's why. But we've got this up here. This is going to be a big, big problem. A lot of people are wondering about what roll the dice is, and that'll be something that I'll reveal on whenever we do that stream, which will likely be February 1st. Can't guarantee that, though. May do it at the start of next week rather than this weekend. there any chasers covering this line of storms? Seems pretty potent. There are, but unfortunately not really ones that we have gotten permission from to stream their feed. So, our pals over at Storm Hunter Media, unfortunately, are not on this one. PA Storm Trackers are not on this one. This is just... it's a really weird event. Like I said, we've gone back and forth with the forecasting for this many a times. So a lot of chasers just did not have the confidence that this was going to be interesting enough. And I don't blame them. Summit Sit-Up Challenge. I will say, while this is going towards the end of January, this is not the last fitness challenge I'm planning on doing. Jack Sucks at Life kind of gave me a little bit of inspiration to do this. Just on a smaller scale. I already go to the gym and stuff like that, but there's nothing wrong with being more fit. Shave off a little bit of extra fat that we don't need. But next month I've got a few ideas for what we want to do. But in particular, I was kind of thinking, and this would be pretty crazy, but how would you guys feel about 1 subscriber equals 1 free throw in basketball, to make that clear? That would be insane. But that sounds like it would be awesome at the same time. So, I don't know. That one may have to be a video instead of a stream, just because that would take so long, and also don't really want to stream my outside location. But that will be a fun one if I do end up doing that. I want to do that, and then... there's obviously other opportunities that we can do in the coming months. We can do push-ups, jumping jacks, stuff like that. What's up, Brady? We'd even do like a weightlifting challenge in particular. But all right, we're ending the poll chat. Hamburgers have taken the W, which I gotta say, I do agree. And that's kind of how I feel in it exactly. About 80% of the time I prefer hamburgers, 20% of the time I prefer hot dogs. So, there you go. So our line is now moving through Natchitoches, Louisiana here. Continuing to push eastward. There is still broad rotation south of Provincial. And that little notch in the line is still definitely noticeable there. So we'll see what happens with that. If we go up further to the north, we've also got some rotation here with the northern edge of our line in a couple of spots. A lot of contamination, though, to be fair, so. Should make a Davis's Weather Discord community. I've thought about it. I don't know. Discord is just such a interesting place, let's put it that way, and I don't know if I would be a very good moderator for a Discord server either, considering I really don't have that much time on my hands. Between streaming, trying to keep up with schoolwork, go to the gym, stuff like that. It's just kind of a lot to balance on top of being a owner of a Discord server. Getting up to the 40s tomorrow here in Massachusetts. 50 sit-ups, 60 push-ups, and a 1-minute plank is your daily routine. That was another thing I thought about, is planking. Like, say, 10 subs equals 1 minute. That would be very hard, though, because that would be at least a 10-minute plank, and that's if we have a really slow month. I mean, that could be upwards of an hour plank, maybe even more, if we have a good month. So that's a little scary to think about. But we'll see. I'm not going to rule it out completely, but maybe change the parameters of that one to like 20 subs equals 1 minute. But then it doesn't sound like I'm going to be doing a lot, even though that's still going to be quite a challenge. Yeah, especially recently. I don't know what is going on with my eye. I'm not having a stroke, but especially recently in Max Velocity's Discord, he got hacked by a guy that is now promoting crypto scams to people on his account, or on an account pretending to be him, which I imagine would be a nightmare to deal with. He said he's going to take legal action against them, which I think is the best path. Or he said he might. I shouldn't twist his words, but yeah. Very clear rotation again near Flora, Louisiana. This has been here for a while, but it does look like it's strengthening. We've got velocities going one way, about 47 miles an hour, so we may see a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag get issued on this pretty soon here. So again, this is going to be heading up towards Natchez, Louisiana, Montgomery, Natchitoches, Atlanta. A lot of rural areas in between Highway 34 and Highway 84 there. But, again, we'll likely see a mesoscale discussion get issued for the southern portion of this line quite soon, mentioning the potential for a severe thunderstorm or potentially even tornado watch again. The one on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen is for sections of Arkansas, western Mississippi, and northern Louisiana, which, sure, we are expecting severe thunderstorms out here, but this is not where we're expecting the worst of the line to be. So the fact that they're saying that the potential for tornadoes of decent strength is already there for the northern portion of this line is quite concerning. And then also, remember, the severe thunderstorm watch out here in Hawaii that was likely originally supposed to be for Dixie Alley mentions a couple intense tornadoes possible. And again, this was expected to be a tornado watch as well, so very interesting stuff. Alright, see you, Levi. Thank you for tuning in. But, yeah, it's interesting to think about, for sure. The Storm Prediction Center is probably very, very panicked right now. Or, they were a few hours ago, at least. Because I'm sure they've gotten thousands of tweets, probably, saying, hey, what the heck? This is a tornado watch, not a severe watch, and it's supposed to go out for Dixie Alley. Again, I imagine what happened is they just had one planned for Dixie Alley, and I don't think they were trying to issue one for Dixie Alley. I don't think that's what happened, because that doesn't make a lot of sense, and also that would have been at like 1:30. There was not a potential for severe storms and tornadoes at 1:30 today. So I think what happened is they had to unexpectedly issue a watch for Hawaii, and somehow the details for that one got mixed up with the Dixie Alley one. So I'm curious if they'll make the mistake again, and like the severe watch or tornado watch that gets put out for Dixie Alley mentions stuff about Hawaii. That would be pretty funny, but we have 50 likes. Let's go. Let's see if we can hit 100 likes this stream. That would be epic. I don't know when the last time we had 100 likes was on any piece of content. I think it's been a while. So that would be pretty awesome if we managed to do that. By the way, thank you guys for all the support on the 2025 severe weather forecast video. I put probably about 2 hours of work into that video. I know it's only 8 minutes long, but in total, it took a while. So I'm glad that it kind of found its spot in the algorithm, and it's one of the more important videos that I've uploaded so far this year. So make sure to check that out if you've not already. It's got about 600 views, so greatly appreciate it. Support has been amazing on that, which makes me very happy, because I've never really done any long-range forecasts just for severe weather, or really long-range forecasts in general, so I wasn't sure if people would really be into stuff like that, but you're the 50th like. Thank you very much. A220S Aviation. Lucky me, I'm in Northeast Mississippi. Northeast Mississippi will probably miss out on most of the action. Like we were saying, there's going to be a bit of a dead zone with this line of storms over eastern Mississippi and Alabama. If we take a look at this on the HRRR, once again, we can see that this line of storms will kind of still have some steam over Northeast Mississippi, but it will start to die out very quickly after that. So we'll see. You definitely could see some intense thunderstorms, but it won't be too much further east of you that line kind of dies out, but definitely would expect some gusty winds and heavy rain soon. Or not soon, but later tonight. 2 a.m. So again, I think it's safe to say that our line has fully developed now. So now all that's left to happen is that we got to see if this is going to strengthen. Which, let's be real here, guys, there's a great potential for it. If we take a look at the SRH values out here, they're not sky high, but they're quite high. I mean, look at the entire state of Louisiana. I mean, there is 200 plus across the entire area that these storms will be traveling through. Some areas getting upwards of 400 SRH in the first kilometer of the atmosphere, mind you. Now, one of the things that's going to hold this back a little bit, hopefully, is there is just no CAPE whatsoever out here in this environment. We've got like 300 joules per kilogram of CAPE, maybe up to 600 in some areas. but it's not enough to produce any sort of significant tornado outbreak or anything like that. So that's probably one of the only things really stopping this from being a massive event, because we've got wind shear, we've got SRH, everything else is in place for this to have been a massive event, but the Cape is not there. So we have to be very grateful for that fact, because that is saving us all. Okay, that's a bit dramatic. It's not like we're all going to die if that wasn't there, but this would have been a much more significant outbreak. Let's just put it that way. What's up, Alan? Thank you for tuning in. How's it going? It's been a minute. Showing off your Davis Does Weather sticker there, which, by the way, you can have access to by becoming a member on the channel. You also get access to exclusive videos and streams, which I'm trying to post more of. I've only done like 2 so far. Only 1, actually, I think. But I want to do more members early content, stuff like that. So I'm sorry. The weather's just been so active lately that we haven't had too long of a break to really do stuff like that. But I do want to do more fun stuff like that for members in the future. Yeah, look at the folks showing off their fancy stickers there, and I want to do more of those too. I know there's only 4 right now. I've been trying to find good images for them, but it's good. Dahani. Will Abbeville, South Carolina see precipitation? There's a good chance. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be any intense, severe weather or anything, but if we take a look at the 20s, or the 18Z run of the HRRR here, it does show that line of storms making its way through the Abbeville region. Again, nothing too intense, but some heavier rain at times. Not much of a flooding threat, because there's not going to be too much of it, but you will see rain, if that's what you're asking. Which, I assume it is. Alrighty. So, broad rotation is clearly trying to develop in a few spots along our line here, so we'll see what happens with all that. Specifically, north of Leesville is the one that sticks out to me the most, northeast of Anacoco. And all the way back up to the Natchitoches area, we've got just broad rotations on and off. Again, still got that one over Natchez, Louisiana, not Natchez, Mississippi. We got to make that clear, because both areas are under the gun tonight for severe weather. So again, at the moment, we're really waiting to see if this new mesoskill discussion is going to get issued soon. I'm kind of surprised it hasn't already. Alrighty. Here's a wide view, by the way, of watches, warnings, and advisories across the country at the moment. You can see we've got a lot of winter storm warnings up in the Pacific Northwest and the Rockies. We've got some flooding alerts down here in portions of the mid-Mississippi Valley, as again, a lot of those heavy thunderstorms have managed to rack up those rain totals, and again, that melting ice doesn't help at all either. We've got ourselves some winter weather advisories in portions of northern New England at the moment, or rather central New England, I should say, and outside of that, not too much going on. If we look at Hawaii, which I believe we can do here if we go into the full view, we can see again winter storm warnings in the higher elevations of the Big Island, high wind warnings across all the islands, and a flash flood warning on the island of Kauai there, I believe that is. So again, at the moment, we're just kind of chilling. 40 likes away of 100. Let's do it, chat. Let's go. We got this. Oh, Alan Crow with the $5 dono. Thank you very much. A Windows sticker logo would be nice merch. A Windows sticker logo. Am I stupid? I don't understand a Windows sticker logo. Do people actually put like Windows stickers? I'm so confused. I appreciate the donation, though. If you could elaborate on what you mean by that, that would be helpful. But again, thank you very much for the donation. It does mean a lot. Again, donating is optional, but I am greatly appreciative of the folks that do donate and go that extra mile to support this channel. like Alan there just did with the $5 dono. Again, if you can't donate, it's fine. I totally understand. Just watching and subscribing helps out a lot as well. So I appreciate all you guys that are tuning in tonight because it helps get this further into the algorithm for the folks that need this coverage. Again, make sure to share this on social media if you can. But yeah. Thank you, Alan, once again. Again, the sport today has been incredible. Something about a decal. Is it bad that I don't know what that is still? Oh, okay. Like a car window sticker. See, I've actually been thinking about making merch. Me and one of my friends actually were talking about it, but we have not. Nothing's confirmed there, so don't, don't try to ask, what's the Dave Says Weather merch store? I gotta find it. Or, when's it coming out? Because we have no idea. We don't even know if it's gonna be a thing yet, so take that all with a grain of salt, but just know it is a potential. Sometime in the somewhat near future. But again, it's not like tomorrow we're going to have merch designs out on a website and everything like that. But it does sound like fun. I know Mr. Storm's doing merch soon. That's definitely not a bad idea, though. It'd be something different. A lot of people don't do stuff like that, so... Still just waiting for this Southern Mesoskill discussion to get issued. At this point, they're probably not even going to issue one. They're just going to jump straight to a watch. But there's no doubt in my mind that we will have something for this area within the next 30 minutes or so. If we don't, I would be very surprised. By 8 p.m., again, this threat kind of peaks tornadic-wise, but the damaging wind threat doesn't peak until later even. Damaging winds will be very significant around 10 p.m. across eastern Louisiana, western Mississippi, all the way back up through northern Mississippi. There we're going to be talking about damaging winds up to 50, all the way up to 75 miles an hour potentially. Then through midnight, that threat continues significantly all the way through the early morning time hours of tomorrow, where things finally start to dissipate a little bit, and then again, we'll see that kind of re-strengthen there over sections of the Florida Panhandle later tomorrow afternoon. We will be live tomorrow for anybody wondering. A little bit of broad rotation there still, and a clear hook echo and reflectivity southeast of Natchitoches, Louisiana. Again, it just can't do much whenever there's, 200 Cape out here. It's really just not possible. But soon it will be entering an area where there's going to be slightly more. But right now, sorry, not 200, 300 Cape. But soon we'll be in an area, an environment where we're going to have 400, 500. If we play things out on the HRRR, it does rise a little bit. Again, the peak tornado threat really does come 8, 9 p.m. We will have, 700 joules per kilogram of Cape, which is still just so low to have any sort of tornado threat. The wind shear's really carrying this one. And again, tomorrow morning, we'll have some of that left over supporting our storm's development in the southeast quadrant of the United States here. And again, around 4 p.m., you can see that kind of lifting up there into portions of Georgia and Alabama. This is what could promote a little mini tornado threat tomorrow afternoon and evening. One of the things, anyways. Okay. So we've been live for over an hour now. even including the break. If we take that out of there, I have been streaming for an hour, like sitting here for an hour. But again, these waterspouts are completely offshore. There's no threat to land at this point with them, but I mean, it's rare to see something like this off the coast in Hawaii, and this isn't even it's not anywhere near the strongest one we've seen today. We've seen some crazy stuff. There's been some wild velocity imagery coming out of, especially the Honolulu island area. So, again, if nothing else today, we will lean back on the fact that we had a crazy Hawaii event. Again, luckily there's no confirmed tornadoes that actually touched down in Hawaii. That is good. But damaging winds did batter the islands. Again, it really is like a tropical storm went through. But only if a tropical storm was a tornado outbreak. It makes no sense, but discrete supercells of that strength are not something you see anywhere near Hawaii. This was very rare, and if any of those waterspouts swept onto shore, they could have contended for the strongest Hawaii tornado ever. That's what we're talking about here. I mean, that was just... And we weren't even expecting anything like that out there today. Sure, we were expecting thunderstorms, but nowhere near like what we saw. And damaging winds are going to be a big thing out there as well. Even after these storms all pass. By the way, for anybody wondering, what's next after this system weather-wise, well, we're going to be dealing with, obviously, another winter storm up there in the northeast for a little while after that, and then it is looking like we could have another miniature severe weather event across the Appalachia region, actually, with snow on the northern side, kind of late next week around the same time that we are now. But nothing too crazy. This will probably be the biggest day that we have for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Which is good. It's just been a little boring. But we've kind of used this time to go back and make some documentary stuff like that on historical tornadoes. We did a lot of forecasting for this event in particular. We had a lot of prep time since we weren't focused on anything else. We concluded the Davis Does Games saga. We created the new Davis Does Games channel. Those two sentences next to each other probably made no sense if you're not a regular viewer, but I can't tell if nobody's chatting or if it's just frozen for me. Let me refresh. Oh. Okay, I think nobody was chatting. Yeah, the plane crash, obviously, in the Washington, D.C. area over the Potomac River was obviously devastating. Again, it's just really sad to see stuff like that happen. Obviously, a pretty emotional time for folks out there, so we need to make sure that we keep those folks in our prayers. But yeah. Very unfortunate to see that. The Southern California wildfires at this point, they are done. Feels good to say. I mean, technically they're not done. The Hughes fire is 98% contained. The Palisades fire, which, mind you, started on January 7th, so the fact that it's still going at all is quite impressive, but it is 97% contained. The Eaton fire is 99% contained. Those are the only three left. They're almost all done. The Santa Ana winds are not cranking like that anymore. I mean, they've had rain since then. Things are going to be okay from this point forward for LA, for the near future, I should say. Unfortunately, there were anywhere between 28 and 59 fatalities, which is horrible. Not only that, but obviously tens of thousands of structures were destroyed. Well over 200,000 had to be evacuated. Very sad to see. I don't know why they have not said anything about the southern part of this line. It is here, it is going. It's not strong yet, like it's going to be in a couple hours, but I really hope they issue a mesoscale out here soon so that folks kind of get the sense of what's going on. Yeah, this is not like it's going to be a nothing burger. I mean, at this point, it's almost confirmed. It's all but confirmed that we're going to see something out of this. All that has to happen is these storms take advantage of this very primed wind shear, the incredible, not incredible, but somewhat strong SRH that we have out in this region. Again, the only thing holding these storms back is the limited amount of keep. Otherwise, this could be, a type of event where we see an enhanced risk, moderate risk even. I mean, it would be quite bad. So we're very thankful that is not the case. Alright, see you, Cardboard Box. Thank you for tuning in. We'll have some sort of weather watch out in Louisiana or Mississippi, Davis. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. I'm assuming you sent that before I said all that. But, fortunately, 20-second stream delay. You can shorten that down to 3 seconds if you 2x the stream, and then it'll automatically slow back down once you're caught up. Just a little life hack for you guys. If you want to see this happen in, real time, rather than with a 20-second delay, because whenever you 2x it, it will bring you up to literally, I say something, and 3 seconds later, you hear it. So, again, right now, there's about a 20-second gap in between what I say and what you guys hear if you haven't already caught up. Which, obviously, it's still awesome that we have that kind of technology, but it's better to take advantage of the little loopholes that we have whenever it comes to something important like this. I'm going to take a quick restroom break real quick. Those hot dogs got to me. No, I'm kidding. But I'm going to take a quick restroom break real quick. I'll be back in 1 or 2, maybe 3 minutes. So I'll see you guys in just a sec. Alrighty, everybody, we are back. Thank you for staying tuned in here. Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, there's not much else I can say other than what I've said already. And flooding continues across the mid-Mississippi River Valley. I believe this is a new flash flood warning. It is in southwest Kentucky here. Came out about 12 minutes ago. Flash flood warning now for Mayfield, Kentucky. Obviously, if you know, you know, but Mayfield, Kentucky, Clinton, Kentucky, Hickman, Kentucky, Wingo. If you're in this area, make sure that you're avoiding driving if at all possible. We have confirmed flash flooding, emergency management reported. Because this is such a rural area, other than Mayfield, obviously, we have very poor drainage out here in this region. And maybe Mayfield does as well, I don't know, but especially in this portion of the warning, you gotta look out. Do I have cosmic brownies? I mean, in the house right now? No, I don't think so. Maybe. If you're asking if I've had them before, I have. Or was that a restroom joke? Might be one of the most disgusting things ever said on stream on this channel. What is my approximate tornado count for 2025? Talking about the entire year. I mean, there's just an unbelievably wide range that it could be. So I might as well just throw out a number that's, makes sense, but not one that is completely, like, this is what I think is exactly going to happen. On average, per year, we get about 1,500 tornadoes in the United States. Okay. Here's what I'm going to say this year. Look closely at the camera. Look into my eyes. This year, we will have 1,756 tornadoes. I don't know why, but the number 1756 came to mind, and I think it makes sense. I think we're expecting a slightly above average year. In my opinion, Dixie Alley will be well above average. Everywhere else will be about slightly above average. So let's see. I did not see her make a Donald's YouTube short, Sam, no. No, you're good. Okay, so are we contaminated or are we real? We are contaminated, okay. Got a little worried for a second. We definitely do still have rotation out here with our cell near Atlanta, but it's not nearly as bad as it looks on this scan. No, that's not as many as 2024 had, actually. 2024 had quite a bit more than that. 2024 we had, I guess not quite a bit more. I had about 1780. I still feel confident with that guess, though. Anybody wondering, do I think this year will be more active than 2024? I'm going to say no, just because 2024 was unbelievable. Again, there are several different metrics that you can use to, judge how crazy a year was tornadically. But in my opinion, all things considered, this was the craziest year since 2011. And no, I don't think it was crazier than 2011. Chad, should we pull out the NOAA weather radio for some entertainment? Let's do that. I'll be right back. We have acquired the NOAA radio. Let's pull this sucker out. Let's turn them on. This is the forecast for southeast Illinois. Let's do it. It's been a minute since I've turned this thing on. Okay, fog is not helping this. Hold on. Let's see if we can fix this. We may not be able to do it with fog, guys. There's a lot of fog out.
Partly sunny. Highs in the mid-40s. East winds 5 to 10 miles an hour.
There we go.
Coming southeast in the afternoon. Saturday night, cloudy. Near steady temperature in the lower 40s. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour with gusts up to 25 miles an hour. Sunday and Sunday night, mostly cloudy. Highs in the upper 50s. Lows in the upper 30s. Monday and Monday night, mostly cloudy. Highs in the mid-50s. Lows in the lower 30s. Tuesday and Tuesday night, mostly cloudy. Highs in the upper 40s. Lows around 40. Wednesday, mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of rain. Highs in the mid-50s. Wednesday night, rain likely. Lows in the lower 40s. Chance of rain 70%. Thursday, mostly cloudy with rain likely in the morning, then partly sunny with a chance of rain in the afternoon. Near steady temperature in the 40s. Chance of rain 60%. Again, the forecast for Newton and surrounding areas of southeast Illinois for tonight.
Here we go.
Isolated
Here's tonight.
Thunderstorms.
Thunderstorms.
Rain until midnight, then a chance of rain after midnight. Patchy fog until midnight. Areas of fog after midnight. Not as cool. Lows in the lower 40s. Temperature rising into the upper 40s after midnight. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour with gusts up to 20 miles an hour. Chance of rain near 100%.
So there you go. No weather radio forecast for Southeast Illinois. Wilton, Iowa is the same. Yeah, Wilton, Iowa is actually, I believe, under a dense fog advisory. Yep. Again, dense fog advisory has been issued for Northwest Illinois, Eastern Iowa here. Yeah, a lot of people don't like the no weather radio voice just because it's so creepy because it's associated with the emergency alert system. But in instances like this, I think it's pretty calming, actually, in my opinion. Again, I know everybody's is different, so I can understand that, but yeah. Light rain here in Northwest Illinois, which the farm fields needed badly, yeah. Yeah, quite the drought up there. Still some broad rotation north of Atlanta, Louisiana. A couple of other areas that are embedded in our line of storms as well. This is literally just a watch party on the Storm Prediction Center website at this point to see if we're going to get that mesoscale soon or not. It's crazy to me that nothing has been said about this, because usually they are, 2 hours or more in advance like that with a system like this, especially whenever it is a linear threat. It's a little easier to forecast, but they have not said a peep, not said a word. I mean, as you saw, they had that mesoscale out hours in advance, which, by the way, is now canceled for Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. So, kind of surprised we don't have anything here for central Louisiana, at least yet. Do I think we'll see a high risk in 2025? Yes. Yeah, almost certainly, considering 2024 had one. 2023 had two. 2022 did not have any, but 2021 made up for that. 2021 had two, I believe, at least. So, yes, I think 2025 will have a high risk. What's up, Sai? How's it going? Thank you for tuning in. Okay, if you've not already, make sure to subscribe. We do this every day for areas all across the country. We forecast severe storms, tornadoes, hurricanes, winter weather even. We stream coverage even whenever nobody else is live, giving you information, sometimes from storm chasers on the ground even, of what's going on. Again, on a night like tonight, we are going to be here for quite a while. Because this is just at that threshold where a lot of big weather YouTubers are not going to go live, but it's still a significant enough event where something bad could happen, so if it does, we will be here for it, and if it doesn't, good. We'll have a fun time out here, we'll just be chilling, so if you like that kind of stuff, you like talking about weather, if you are at all interested in the weather, this channel is certainly for you. If you like gaming, go check out my brand new second channel, Davis's Games. First video has been uploaded there. The support on that has been pretty cool to see, considering it is literally only has one video, but how long do I think the severe weather threat will last? Yeah, so we kind of talked about that. The tornado threat will probably end, say, 11 p.m. tonight. However, damaging winds will be a thing all the way through tomorrow. So, if we take a look at the reflectivity on the 18Z run of the HRRR here once more, again, we can see that we're expecting this line of storms to continue to make its way across sections of Louisiana and Arkansas, strengthening. 8, 9 p.m., I think the tornado threat kind of peaks there. Some discrete supercells even out ahead of our line could potentially produce an isolated tornado, and that one could kind of be on the stronger side if that were to happen, although still limited Cape values. But the tornado threat will likely end by 11 p.m. at midnight at the latest, but we will still definitely be talking about significant damaging winds, which at times obviously can be tornado force. So stay on the lookout there, and again, kind of weaken out as it makes its way through Alabama and then re-strengthen tomorrow afternoon with that batch of Cape there. Although limited, it will be in the Florida Panhandle and stuff like that. The air is clearing in a weird way Just went outside, and from what it felt like just an hour ago, humidity and wind seems unsettling, to say the least. Just weird. You were AFK, did you miss anything? Not really. Whole lot of nothing, that's what you missed. Here in Indiana, just mild and misty. That could literally be Indiana's biography title. Autobiography title. Mild and misty. At least in terms of weather, that's about all it brings. And massive shout out to everybody that's donated. William, Jesse, Alan, Sam, you guys are awesome. Again, donating is not required, but it is greatly appreciated, and it helps me know that this is going to be a potential career for me in the future, because it's been something that I've been excited about for a long time. And it's finally coming reality, which is awesome to see. And again, it also helps us potentially give back to some of these communities one day that are impacted by big-time tornadoes and winter storms, hurricanes, everything like that. So your donations really do go a long way, and I really appreciate it. Again, even if you can't donate, everybody that's watching the stream, very much appreciative of that as well, because that helps push this further into the algorithm for the people that do need this coverage. This is one of the few channels where we're not just going to sit here and view farm. What's going to get me the most views? That's not what the mindset is for this channel. It's more so what will help the most people, and when do we need to be serious. That's kind of what we like to focus on here. But outside of that, we just like to have a good time. Again, a whole bunch of weather nerds here, so if you're into that kind of stuff, make sure to subscribe. Surprisingly, no severe thunderstorm warnings in Louisiana yet. If you meant watch, I could see that. They've still got time to issue a watch, though. But if you're talking about a warning, we don't really have any severe limit winds yet, so that's why that hasn't happened. Any winter storms heading to Utah? Just curious. Only if you're in the higher elevations, really. You could end up seeing some snow, but outside of that, not really. Yeah, Jesse will tell you best. I'm not going to be a satisfied subscriber until Young D gets a scholarship in meteorology. What an asset he will be when he gets his papers. Dude, I am tired. I did not get very good sleep last night. I'm going to be honest with you guys. And then here we are. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay awake until the peak tornado threat happens. No, that's a lie. I'm sure I will, but may need something to fuel me a little bit. Go to the gym here soon, so hopefully this does not affect my performance. So again, in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen is a mesoscale discussion that was previously in effect for sections of northeast Louisiana and southeast Arkansas. Now, it is expired, but that doesn't really mean anything, because the purpose of that was to say, hey, maybe we'll see a watch in this area soon. It's not, hey, there's severe weather ongoing. It's, hey, it may happen soon. So the fact that it's expired doesn't really mean anything. It just means, more than anything, actually, that those threats are there now. I don't know where they're getting that, tornado threat from in southeast Arkansas. I'm going to be honest with you. If we saw a tornado in Arkansas today, I'd be pretty surprised, but I suppose it is possible later tonight, but we'll see. But mainly, I just watch out for some gusty winds, some flooding rains, lightning, all that kind of stuff. Lower end severe threats. Again, Hawaii is quite quiet at the moment. They're having a little break. And these supercells. Still got some in northern Honolulu County, just bringing some moderate rainfall. Again, these supercells down further to the south we may have to watch. Hawaii wedge goes crazy. It really does. By the way, just a little, not really a sneak peek, but a preview for my next every EF5/F5 ever tornado video. I'm going to be doing Gerald, Texas, as many of you may have already known. And I'm going to have somebody helping me out with this one, it sounds like. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm not going to say who quite yet. Some of you may already know if you're close friends with me, but just know we will have a very special guest on that one. He completely came out of the blue, volunteered. He said, "Hey, I can help you with that if you want." I said, "Bet." So I don't know when we're going to start recording that or anything. We don't have anything planned out yet, but we shall see. It just may be a while until that happens, because we don't really know what we're going to do with that yet. So I know there's quite a break in between the Joplin video and the El Reno Piedmont video, but I just don't want this to kind of be, every single day we're doing tornado documentaries. I want it to be spread out over a decent period of time, just that you guys don't get overwhelmed and kind of watch the series one video at a time. But just know there will be a decent gap in between the El Reno Piedmont video and the Gerald, Texas video. Thank you for support on the El Reno Piedmont video, by the way. That is an EF5 tornado that does not get nearly enough attention, in my opinion. It's crazy. I mean, it is. I think it's just because it's central Oklahoma. Central Oklahoma EF5 is not unheard of, but I just don't understand. I mean, nobody talks about it, and it is one of the longest tracking Oklahoma tornadoes ever. And I really do learn a little bit from each one of these tornado documentaries. I learned some stuff myself that I didn't know about about the tornadoes. Sorry, that was disgusting. Dude, that's the crazy thing. The supercell composite values are up there for Kansas City on the day of Summit. So that would be crazy if 2 years in a row there's a tornado warning at Summit, because there was one last year, I believe, for the Fort Worth one. Not a tornado touching down, but a tornado warning happened. Stupid no autocorrect. That's funny because usually I'm saying the opposite. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about the 2x speed thing. I actually learned about it from Andy Hill. He jumped in on one of Ryan's streams once. I don't even remember at all when it was. I don't know. I'm not going to say on when I think it was because that's definitely not right. But he said something about it. I was watching it back. I wasn't watching it live as it happened. Yeah, I was because I tested it out and I was like, wait, what? It actually worked. Or maybe I tested it out a few days later. I don't know. Either way, it's pretty shocking that you can cut down the latency basically to the point where you're seeing me say stuff in live time. Because again, if you don't know, all streams automatically have a 20-second delay by YouTube. But if you want to fix that, 2x the stream. Go into this little settings in the bottom right-hand corner if you're full screened. And turn the playback speed to 2 times. And then it'll automatically go back down to 1 time speed whenever you're all caught up. And just from that alone, you will be from a 20-second delay to down to a 3-second delay, which is crazy. But anyways, um, 23Z8RRR. Continuing to show a similar picture here. Again, 8-9 p.m. is where the tornado threat likely peaks. Across East Louisiana and West Mississippi. This line will really pick up around then. Again, nothing severe just yet. 30 likes away from 100. Let's do it, chat. I mean, we have not hit 100 likes on any piece of content in a long time, so I'm quite hyped for this. I'm not going to lie to you. Should Davis Does Games make an appearance in the chat? Let's do it. Oh, by the way, I'm not continuing to play out. If it wasn't clear, that was the end of me pretending Davis Does Games and Davis Does Weather are two separate people. I don't have multiple personality disorder. But, let's have Davis Does Games get in the chat here. Hold up. Let's have Davis Does Games get in the chat here. Just gave you a like. Thank you very much, Deborah. Greatly appreciated. We're up to 74. These call to actions really do help out a lot, which is why I do them so often, especially telling people to click that subscribe button, because we do this every day for areas all across the country. We do severe weather coverage, winter storm coverage, hurricane coverage, all that. Even sometimes nobody else is here doing it. So if you're at all a weather nerd, this is the channel for you. We do historical tornado documentaries as well, stuff like that. Even doing documentaries on events that just happen sometimes. There's Davis Does Games in the chat. I'll make my ult mods so that everybody knows that it is real. It's Davis Does Games. It is. I don't know why I'm so tired. Actually, I do. I got terrible sleep last night. Went to bed too late, woke up too early, didn't get great quality sleep because of a few other personal reasons, but I don't really want to get into that right now, so... Oh, look at that. I'm now a managing moderator for this channel. It's crazy how that works. Davis Does Naps. That's what I'm about to rename this channel to. Should we do a Davis sleep stream? That's crazy how some people make money from sleeping. That is actually stupid in my opinion. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my head is so low right now in the camera. I don't have enough wrist to get up. Alan Crow, thank you for upgrading your membership to a moderate risk. I didn't even know you could upgrade a membership midway through, but thank you very much, W. Allen. Let's go. That is crazy. W. Allen in the chat, everybody. That is insane. So again, a huge thank you to Alan for upgrading that membership. Again, you have been unbelievably supportive over these past several months, so I really do appreciate it. You're awesome, dude. Just know that. Look, you even got support from Davis Does Games there. It's crazy. Wallet? Was that meant to say W. Allen and it got auto-corrected to wallet? It's crazy. It took me for a second to figure out what's going on. I'm like, what? So, if we do some very quick math here, let's see. Let's go to memberships. I know a slight risk membership is $4.99, but a moderate risk. How much does a moderate risk cost? I don't even know. Moderate risk is $8.99, so that would be a $4 donation technically. So we'll go and throw that up there on the donation board. We'll definitely count that all day. So again, thank you, Alan. If you want to become a member, make sure to do so. You get exclusive forecasts for local areas. You get early access to videos, custom stickers to use in chat, stuff like that. Got some folks showing off their stickers right now. So again, huge thank you to Alan. W. Allen, as always. Alan is like the most chill dude I've ever met. I've never even met him. That's the crazy thing. I don't know why you're not a moderator yet, Alan. I'll make you a moderator. And that's not saying that you can just buy your way to moderator. But Alan has been here for so long that he just deserves it. He probably deserved it a long time ago. So there you go, my good pal. Just supporting the future, thank you very much. Really does mean a lot. Thanks for the promotion. You met Davis at White Castle? I don't think you did. That's what I'm about to do, William. No, I would never do that. But in all seriousness, since I am going to the gym relatively soon, this is probably close to the end of this stream. I kind of want to push it out over 2 hours if possible, though. And again, obviously, we'll be back later. We're not going to stop here before any of the severe weather threat comes into play. But this has certainly been an interesting start to the event between the insane support from the community, the continuation of a rare Hawaii tornado outbreak, and the Storm Prediction Center just refusing to give us any information on what they think is about to go down here. We've had some fun here tonight, and some confusion. But overall, I'd say it's been a pretty good stream. And this is one of those times where it's weird, because if you go back to the beginning of the stream, using the little bar, you can see it was completely light out whenever we started, and slowly but surely it turned to night. I don't know if any of you guys gradually noticed that, but it was really fast. It was over like a 10-minute period. It went from completely bright out like midday to this, what we have in the back right now, where you can't see anything out the window. But Jack, what's good? I have been Buffalo Wild Wings. It's goated. We're trying to hit 100 likes this stream, so if you've not already, make sure to click that like button down below. Helps push us further into the algorithm for the people that need this coverage. We are only 23 away, and it has been a long time since we've had a piece of content hit 100 likes on this channel, so that helped out a lot. Tell a story. What kind of story? What kind of story should we tell, chat? Is it story time? Somebody give me an idea of a story to tell, and I'll throw it at you, because I really have no idea what to talk about. I think I've got some good stories stored up in little memory bank up here that probably hasn't happened to some people. So any requests? What is happening? We're turning into a story time channel because the Storm Prediction Center won't issue a mesoscale discussion. Dude, my brain hurts. People aren't saying it won't snow for the rest of winter in the east outside of the mountains. I would not say that, because even on like the GFS, obviously you can't trust anything past 250 hours out, but there are several trends saying that we will see some stuff, so. Winnie Bagoo story. Anybody wondering why I'm saying it like that is because one time Mr. Storm was on stream. I was on stream with him, I think Roman was there too, and he pronounced Winnebago, Nebraska, as Winnie Bagoo. I remember in particular it was Nebraska. He said Winnie Bagoo, and that's been a meme ever since then. Talk about food. Well, one time I went to this place where I got a burger and it tasted like a burger. I'll let you guys use your imagination which place that was. The saw. Well, the saw meme doesn't even make sense. Like, it just randomly started. One day somebody threw a saw emoji out in the group chat and then we just kept doing it. Sometimes that's how the best memes are started, you know? Whenever they just make no sense and they're so random. He did start the saw. He started Winnie Bagoo and the saw. How about that? He is a D1 trend starter indeed. Let's see, chat. How many likes are we on? 77. We're 23 away. I don't know if we're going to hit it because we're going to have to end off here soon. And again, come back later. We're not done. We're coming back whenever the threat starts to peak. When I was about to say whenever the threat starts to peak. I don't know, dude. I don't know why they're not giving us anything. Nothing at all. Because at this point, all that's left is for these storms to take advantage of all that wind shear. And we've got ourselves a full-blown MCS. So I think soon we gotta start cooking. Okay, my block blast high score, I posted this on my community tab. A lot of you guys probably already know. It's a little concerningly high. I've met a few people that have one higher than this. It is 47,000 for anybody that thinks I'm lying. There you go. So, I don't know if you can see that on stream, but yeah, I'm finna crash out too if the SBC doesn't give us at least a mesoskill soon. I really like that new feature that they have. We haven't talked a lot about that, but that is so cool. How they're kind of giving us the idea of what the threats will peak at. Obviously, they kind of already did that with wind, but now they're doing it with tornadoes. That is so cool. They got a whole separate section for it, and they've even got like a little bar. It's so exciting. You're a big Beck. Okay. I feel that sometimes, you know. Davis is hot. What? Alright, I would not make those jokes, but Panera here tonight. W. Yeah, let's calm down. Just a tad. Just a teensy tiny tad bit. I'm not gonna lie. I hate to say this because Alan is such a W, but I'm not a huge fan of Panera. I really don't like it that much. It's not terrible. It's just not really my type of thing, I guess. I like their cookies. Does that count for something? They got good cookies. A little dry, but they're good. But their actual food, I've only eaten there like once or twice, so it's not that good. Getting Zupas tonight. See, I've heard of that. I don't remember exactly what that is. We don't have them over here. I heard that. I'm sorry. It's just true. I've definitely heard of Zupas. Isn't it like a sandwich? It's like a sandwich, right? Or is that Blimpies I'm thinking of? Yeah, somebody did die from the Panera lemonade. It's a rip. I did not try the flatbread pizza because the first time I ate that was like the grand opening of the one near us, and I don't even know if they had pizza at that point. I don't remember, dog. It was like, oh, hold up. It was like 8 years ago. But we do have a special weather statement now for Monroe, Louisiana, for the stronger portion of our line here up to the north for wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour along I-20. If you're in this area, make sure you're moving indoors immediately. This is for Sterlington and Monroe. Can't speak. Along the Highway 165 corridor, the I-20 corridor. I did kind of notice here whenever we were taking a look at the Jackson, Mississippi radar that this part of the line does look to be intensifying. I thought it was just because we were far away from the radar, so we were looking high up in the atmosphere, but it does look like the National Weather Service is noting a slight intensification up here to the north, so pretty interesting to see. Monroe, Louisiana, be on the lookout. Nothing too crazy, maybe a few limbs drop, though, so make sure you're getting indoors just to avoid all that nastiness. Heavy rain, lightning, gusty winds, stuff like that. So, super. I know where I've heard that now. The Odd Ones Out talked about it one time. Yep. I know that now. Now that you say soups, I remember the Odd Ones Out did story time on it. I have like a weird memory. I'm like kind of OCD, I think, so I remember every little detail of that story. Yet I can't remember how to do math equations, so I'm cooked. When are you going live again, since you said you will? Whenever the threat peaks. So, whenever necessary. I'm going to be honest with you guys, if it's not needed, we're probably just going to do like a quick little, hey, this was a nothing burger stream, like 30 minutes long. But Davis being back the tier list. Oh, bring back the tier list. I kind of want to. It's been a minute. And that's a thing that we've been doing for years. Like, that was Davis's Games era all the way through modern-day Davis's Weather, so we need to do some more. You're right, Sam. It's just I don't really post that kind of stuff anymore. I try to keep it a little higher quality per upload. Usually, if a video comes out on this channel, in total, from the recording to the editing to the researching to the uploading time, usually there's at least an hour spent on every video on this channel that you'll see now, and I kind of want to keep that going. I don't want to just do a lazy, 10-minute tier list video, but maybe that's something that could go on Davis's Games. That's not really gaming related, but I did them on the channel whenever this was Davis's Games and Davis's Weather, and it's not related to either of those things, so we'll see. Davis does Games tier list. Reaction video. What would I react to? I always do the yearly reaction to our yearly goals videos, but that's what I'm excited for in Ian Hamilton, because on higher end days, that will really help out a lot, giving us a bit of a scale on what the SBC thinks will happen, a bit more in-depth, because they don't hardly ever say stuff like that in their mesoscale, or rather in their SBC convective outlooks, so we shall see, certainly. And it's very interesting that they didn't use the bottom-level tornado threat for the mesoscale discussion up here in southeast Arkansas and northeast Louisiana. Makes me wonder what's going to be included in the one down here, which is why I'm so eager for it. Bro, my English class sucks. I have to do college-level writing skills in 7th grade. Where are you going that makes you do that? Excuse me, I'm disgusting. Am I excited for Summit? I don't think I have to answer that question realistically. But if you want me to, yes. I am more pumped for Summit than I have been for anything in a long time, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, YouTube and life in general has been a grind the past few months, but Summit is going to be so much fun, meeting so many cool people. But those are the kinds of memories that I want to bring back home with me. And by that I mean get some clip farm as hard as possible, basically. It's supposed to prepare you for college. I thought that's what high school's supposed to do, not 7th grade, but alright. Can't go, unfortunately. RIP. Summit is February 14th, Valentine's Day. But everybody there won't have to worry about that. What's Summit? Please explain. National Storm Chaser Summit. It's held every year for the past year, somewhere on the plains. I mean, one year it was like Google Meet because of COVID, but this year it's in Overland Park, Kansas. So if you guys do see me there, don't be shy. I'm only somewhat awkward, so I will say hi to you though. In all seriousness, if you do come up to me, but I want to meet Levi because he's chill. He is just a chill guy. Will there be a tornado warning? That's the question, isn't it? I mean, it's probably 50-50 at this point if we're going to see a tornado warning tonight or not. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those events where it's either a complete bust or we pop off. High ceiling, low floor, that kind of event. Which is good for those going, but not for those who can't. Yeah, it's so soon. Yeah. Yeah, at this point, you can't... Tickets are sold out. You can't get your way into Summit, unfortunately, if you have not already purchased a ticket. What's up, Calvin? How's it going? And if you're new here, make sure to click that like and subscribe button to help push this stream further into the algorithm for the people that need this coverage. And it also helps push this channel further in general. Something I want to do one day. So it does help out a lot. But I think we're going to end off this stream here and come back later, since I am about to pump out to the gym, get those gains, and I'll come back. Hopefully I'll be a little less tired. I'll be a little more energetic. But yeah, we'll come back for when this threat peaks. I can't believe we've been live for 2 hours already. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to this live stream, and I will see you guys all in the next